So why did I complete this project? That's a good question. When I graduated PA school, I asked my classmate if I could have this thumbnail board that he had. He gave it to me. I was like, cool, man. Thank you so much. I immediately took a note card and I wrote down how much debt I owed. I wrote down 171,000, $171,000. I go to work, I learned all the ins and outs of my job, I come back home, and I'm like, man, it's gonna take a long time to pay off. So I end up fantasizing about what I'm gonna do when I pay it off. And I'm thinking I'm about to have the biggest party ever. I'm gonna invite my friends, I'm gonna invite my families, I'm gonna make it like a wedding. There's gonna be invitations, we're gonna rent out some spot, we're gonna pop bottles, we're gonna go crazy. And then I think 2-3 months into me working, coronavirus 19 hit. And that really put a damper on my fantasy, right? There's no way I'm gonna invite all these people to one spot. They're gonna get all sick based on my accomplishments, right? And plus, I think in general, I'm not a partier kind of guy. Like I don't drink like that. I don't go crazy. And I think overall, it was just a bit of a pretentious idea, right? Like everyone, come see me. Look what I did. I think some people might took that the wrong way, which I probably wouldn't invite those people anyway. But it got me thinking, like, what else can I do to possibly celebrate me paying off this debt? And as I thought more and more about it, I actually became angry. The fact that I don't want to say stuck because I signed the contract. I volunteered to go to school. That was my choice. But I was angry because I had to pay it off, And I think that there was information that I did not have. This could have been avoidable. I feel like there were people in my life who either didn't know anything, like they were completely ignorant, which is okay, or there's other people who withheld information from me, and the thought of that made me angry, right? So I was like, how do I prevent that for the young Anthony who's about to graduate from high school and who wants to pursue education? How do I prevent that for the guy who doesn't want to go to college, but yet still wants to contribute to society and bring in a good income? So there's a lot of, different avenues and ways to get certifications and different job paths and be great and make money and not have to pay $170,000, I wanted to speak to those people, especially the young ones, but even the people who are my age, and older. I know plenty of people who live paycheck to paycheck, and I know that there's a better way. I just do. And I think that financial fitness, financial literacy, financial independence, those are all important things that I think people need to pursue. So I was like, you know what, let's make a video about this. And yeah, like it's gonna be a milestone celebrating me and what I did, but hopefully I can motivate 1 or 2 people to empower their life and be motivated, right? And I think back to one of my favorite movies of late, and that's Black Panther. And one of the best parts of that movie is when his son, well, I'm not gonna ruin the movie, but the opening part of the movie, I remember I was in the movie theater and I was crying because you hear a kid's voice and he says, "Dad, tell me a story." That alone had me crying. I no joke cried in the first 30 seconds of the movie because I heard that kid say that. And his dad replied, "Oh, son, what story you want me to tell? You know what? I'll tell you a story about my home." And to me, the whole Black Panther movie is a story about home. And what makes Black Panther such a good movie and so culturally dominant is also because of the soundtrack. Kendrick Lamar made a parallel story about home. It wasn't fictional. It was real. You know what I mean? So Black Panther, we all know that there's nobody in the US or in the world who has vibranium doing all this stuff. But we do know people, just listen to Kendrick's soundtrack. It's a real story about home, and it's absolutely beautiful. And that's what I wanted for my documentary, right? I wanted it to be dope, and I wanted to have a dope soundtrack. So thankfully, I knew some people that could rap, and they could make a soundtrack for me. I basically told them my vision, and they killed it. I made it all out. I'm one of the few. That's really what I wanted, man. I just genuinely want to motivate 1 or 2 people. It doesn't matter, and I want them to be excited about some paths that they can pursue going forward. And that's why I made it, man. God willing, that will happen, and I'm just very blessed and thankful that I can celebrate it like this. So yeah, that's why.